Good morning. We'll be in the Torah portion of the week for Rosh Hashana, for Feast of Trumpets. We'll be reading from Torah portion, Genesis 21, 1 through 34. From the Prophets section, we'll be reading 1 Samuel 1, 1 through 2:10. And from the Gospels, Matthew 24, 29 through 36. And Yahweh visited Sarah, and he had said, and Yahweh did for Sarah as he had spoken. So Sarah conceived and bore Abraham a son in his old age, at the appointed time of which Elohim had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son, who was to be born, whom Sarah bore to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son, Isaac, when he was 8 days old, as Elohim had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac was born to him. And Sarah said, Elohim has made me laugh, and everyone hears of it laughs with me. And when she said, who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children, for I have borne him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned. Abraham made a great feast on the day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the mistress, whom she had borne to Abraham, mocking. So she said to Abraham, drive out this female servant and her son, for the son of the female servant shall not inherit with my son Isaac. And the matter was very evil in the eyes of Abraham because of his son. But Elohim said to Abraham, let it not be evil in your eyes because of the boy and because of your female servant. Whatever Sarah has said to you, listen to her voice. For in Isaac your seed is called. And of the son of the female servant I also make a nation, because he is your seed. And Abraham rose early in the morning and took bread and a skin of water, which he gave to Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, also the boy, and sent her away. And she left and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water in the skin was used up, and she placed the boy under one of the shrubs. And she went and sat down about a bow shot away. For she said, let me not see the death of the boy. And she sat opposite him, and lifted her voice and wept. And Elohim heard the voice of the boy. And the messenger of Elohim called to Hagar from the heavens and said to her, what is the matter with you, Hagar? Do not fear, for Elohim has heard the voice of the boy where he is. Arise, lift up the boy, and hold him with your hand, for I make a great nation of him. And Elohim opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the skin with water, and gave the boy a drink. And Elohim was with the boy, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness, and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran. And his mother took a wife for him from the land of Mizraim. And it came to be at that time that Amalek and Pichol, the commander of his army, spoke to Abraham, saying, Elohim is with you in all that you do, And now swear to me by Elohim not to be untrue to me, to my offspring, or to my descendants. Do to me according to the loving commitment that I have done to you, and to the land in which you have sojourned. And Abraham said, I swear. And Abraham reproved Amalek because of the well of water which Abraham's servants had seized. And Amalek said, I do not know who has done this deed, neither did you inform me, nor did I hear until today. So Abraham took sheep and cattle and gave them to Amalek, and the two of them made a covenant. And Abraham sent 7 ewe lambs of the flock by themselves. And Amalek asked Abraham, What are the 7 ewes which you have set by themselves? And he said, Take these 7 ewe lambs from my hand, to be my witness that I have dug this well. So he called the place Beersheba, because the 2 men then swore an oath there. Thus they made a covenant at Beersheba. And Amalek rose with Pichol, the commander of his army, and they returned to the land of the Philistines. And he planted a turmeric tree in Beersheba, and called on the name of Yahweh, the everlasting El. And Abraham sojourned in the land of the Philistines many days. 1 Samuel. And there was a certain man of Rathmaim to Sophia of the mountains of Ephraim, and his name was Elihan, son of Yerhan, son of Ehu, son of Tohu, son of Sohar, an Amorite. And he had 2 wives. The name of one was Hannah, and the name of the other was Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. Now this man went up from his city year by year to worship and to slaughter to Yahweh a host in Shiloh. And the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priests of Yahweh, were there. And when they came to Elihan to make a slaughtering, he gave portions to Peninnah his wife and all her sons and daughters. But although he loved Hannah, he gave only 1 portion to Hannah, because Yahweh had shut up her womb. Moreover, her rival also provoked her greatly to make her irritable, because Yahweh has shut up her womb. So he did year by year. Whenever she went up to the house of Yahweh, she was provoked, so that she wept and did not eat. And her husband said to her, Hannah, why do you weep? Why do you not eat? And why is your heart sad? Am I not better to you than 10 sons? And Hannah rose up after eating and drinking in Shiloh, while Eli the priest was sitting on the seat by the doorpost of the Hekel of Yahweh. And she was bitter in life, and prayed to Yahweh and wept greatly. And she made a vow and said, O Yahweh of hosts, if you would indeed look on the affliction of your female servant, and remember me, and not forget your female servant, but shall give your female servant seed of men, then I shall give him to Yahweh all the days of his life, and let no razor come upon his head. And it came to be, as she kept on praying before Yahweh, that Eli was watching her mouth. And Hannah spoke in her heart only. Her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. So Eli thought she was drunk. Then Eli said to her, How long are you going to be drunk? Put your wine away from you. And Hannah answered and said, No, master, I am a woman pained in spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my being before Yahweh. Do not take your female servant for a daughter of Belial, for it is out of my great concern and provocation that I have spoken until now. And Eli answered and said, Go into peace, and the Elohim of Israel give you your petition which you have asked of him. And she said, Let your female servant find favor in your eyes. And the woman went her way and ate, and her face was no more sad. And they rose up early in the morning and worshipped before Yahweh, and returned and came to their house at Ramah. And Elon knew Hannah his wife, and Yahweh remembered her. And it came to be at the turn of days that Hannah conceived and bore a son, and called him Samuel. Because I have asked Yahweh for him. And the man Elhan and all his house went up to slaughter to Yahweh the yearly slaughtering and his vow. But Hannah did not go up, for she said to her husband, When the child is weaned, I shall take him, and he shall appear before Yahweh and remain forever there. And her husband Elhan said to her, Do what is good in your eyes. Remain until you have weaned him. Only let Yahweh establish his word. And the woman remained and nursed her son until he had weaned. And when she had weaned him, she took him with her with 3 bulls, and 1 ephah of flour, and a skin of wine, and brought him to the house of Yahweh in Shiloh. And the child was young. And they slew a bull, and brought the child to Eli. And she said, O master, as your being lives, my master, I am the woman who stood by you here praying to Yahweh. I prayed for this youth, and Yahweh has granted me what I asked of him. So I have also loaned him to Yahweh all the days of his lives. He shall be loaned to Yahweh, and he worshipped there before Yahweh. And Hannah prayed and said, My heart rejoices in Yahweh. My horn has been high in Yahweh. My mouth is opened wide over my enemies, for I have rejoiced in your deliverance. There is no one set apart one like Yahweh, for there is no one beside you, and there is no rock like your Elohim. Do not multiply words so proudly. Let no arrogance come from your mouth, for Yahweh is an El of knowledge, and him deeds are weighed. Bows of mighty are broken. Those who stumble shall be girded with strength. The satisfied have hired themselves out for bread, and the hungry have ceased. Even the barren has borne 7, and she has many children pines away. And she who has many children pines away. Yahweh puts to death and makes alive. He brings down the Sheol and raises up. Yahweh makes poor and makes rich. He brings low and lifts up. He raises the poor from dust. He lifts the needy from the dunghill, to sit with princes and make them inherit a throne of esteem. For the supporters of the earth belong to Yahweh, and he has set the world upon them. He guards the feet of his loving committed ones, but the wrong are silent in darkness. For man does not become mighty by power. Those who oppose Yahweh are shattered from the heavens. He thunders against them. Yahweh judges the ends of the earth. He gives strength to his sovereign and exalts the horn of his anointed. Matthew 24:29 through 36. Immediately after the distress of those days, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give its light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And the sign of the Son of Adam shall appear in the heaven, and then all the tribes of the earth shall mourn, and they shall see the Son of Adam coming on the clouds of the heavens with power and much esteem. And he shall send his messengers with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his chosen ones from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. And learn this parable from the fig tree. When its branch has already become tender and put leaves forth, you know that summer is near. So you also, when you see all these, know that he is near at the doors. Truly I say to you, this generation shall by no means pass away until all this takes place. The heaven and the earth shall pass away, but my words shall by no means pass away. But concerning the day and the hour no one knows, not even the messengers of the heavens, but my Father only. Shalom. Make it a great day. Read your Bible.